Hmm. Oh, Regill's taking the lead. That's okay. Regill scans the top of the hill. Wisps of smoke rise into the air, giving away the location of the Hell Knight outpost. We must hurry and remain very, very alert. I think he will disapprove if we don't hurry. I'm ready. Let's hurry. And I mean, he's right. We can ask those questions later. Level 13 and it's just 1.
My tail is twitching. You can handle them, right?
See. Now 2 of them. But at least now the music works again. Bad music. Suspicious traveler. I don't know, he might be suspicious. Pale youngster practically prostrates himself before you. Finally someone here! And it's the Crusaders too! Please help me! I'm all alone and I don't know what to do. This lad's appearance perfectly matches the description of one of the cultists who was supposed to arrive with the lost escort. Regill nods dispassionately, gripping the handle of his weapon. A cultist? Me? No. I'm just an apprentice craftsman. They made us work against our will here. Perception check passed. It seems to me like the cultist is either lying or keeping something from us. Or even worse. The lad recoils, then, surprisingly deftly, jumps away from you.
Here comes trouble.
Not even a cultist, but a demon.
Did you see that?
Not a strong one at that. Regill nods to himself. One less demon. Splendid. Poor thing, he was a thrall to a demon. I don't insist on anything, says Regill dispassionately. But if I were you, I'd save my mercy for those who truly deserve it. I wonder how many people there are which, according to Regill, would deserve mercy. I think it would be a very, very small group of people. I must commend your shrewdness. You would have had it rough if you hadn't unmasked the demon. We must verify the claim that the knights return to the outpost. Move out. I guess there might be more demons lurking around. Huh? The Hell Knight outpost is shrouded in silence. The 3 chapters seem to have simply vanished, leaving only the pillars of smoke from their fires to testify to the recent presence of the living. It doesn't seem to unnerve Regill in the slightest. He dispassionately scans the empty camp, as if waiting for something. Does he do anything with passion? There's someone. Breaking the prevailing silence, a sudden musical laugh sounds harsh and almost sinister. Knight Commander, at last! I've been dying to meet you. Come on, don't be so sullen. Come on over and have a little rest off your journey. You can always stab me or hit me with a spell a bit later. If you feel like doing that at all, of course. Ivy looks around timidly. It's so scary here. Can we grab these tasty treats and find a place that isn't as scary? What an arrogant, talkative demon we've got here. I can see you've made yourself quite at home. In our camp. What have we here? One of those black-armored blockheads. Why don't you join me and the commander for a little meal? Surely the mighty Hell Knight isn't scared of a little temptation. The demon bats her eyelashes innocently. Did you just kill her? What? What? Interesting. Regill subtly frowns. Surprisingly, yeah. He then steps forward without hesitation and sits next to the demon. Let's talk. Regill, don't you think we should refuse this demon's requests? The Hell Knight permits himself an odd smirk. Sometimes it's useful to know your enemy. Why exactly is this camp deserted, demon? Kiranda, my name's Kiranda. As for the camp's inhabitants, well, that's a long story. Please sit, Commander. We have a lot to discuss. Alright, let's talk. See how smart that is. The demon claps her hands joyfully. Logan Aldori, you have no idea how eager I was to meet you, and how quickly I got here when I discovered you were coming. Do you feel at ease talking to me in this shape? Because I can always slip into something more comfortable. With a snap of the fingers, Brenda becomes a golden-haired, bright-eyed young man, dressed in the white of Sarkorian Cleric. I guess the voice would change too, right? I can look like this, so likable, so trustworthy. Or if you'd prefer, this is my favorite form. It has driven so many crusaders out of their minds. Oh no. Or if you'd prefer, this is my favorite form. It has driven so many crusaders out of their minds. The demon's playful pose oddly clashes with the strict, upright appearance of Queen Godfrey. Very charming. Now stop this farce, demon. Oh, Sir Knight. You tell me, aren't you bored with yourself? Every soul must feel something to get their blood pumping. Some are driven by avarice, others by lust, and others still by envy. And if you think you've managed to shield yourself from every vice and every flaw, well, that just means that you are blind, and your vice is the greatest of them all, pride. Push a snack toward Regill is a chaotic option. Nice. But we passed perception check. These are really useful. You said you knew I was coming. How? The demon looks astonished for a moment. How did I know? Oh, we all have our sources. Perhaps I'll tell you about them, Commander, if we can establish a certain friendship. Ah, come on. Don't be so uptight, Regill. Loosen up. Logan pushes a snack toward Regill. This lovely lady is simply trying to entertain us. Piranha blows you a kiss. The good hostess doesn't allow her guests to get bored, even if some of them are Hell Knights. But now, on to business. I have a rather unusual request. I'd like to become a crusader, and before 1001 objections escape your mouth, think about this. Your fame precedes you by quite some distance. They speak of you even down in the abyss. You have never encountered anyone possessing such power that is so exciting. The demon exhales loudly. I've even heard that part of your power trickles down to your most loyal companions. So why would a clever lady like me keep on serving demon lords when instead there's someone so unusual and intriguing? I can't promise you I'm going to kneel before that Iomedae of yours right away, but I have many, many interesting stories to tell you about my friend from the abyss. Of course, I can also be of personal use to you. Any shape you desire, remember? I'm not even sure which of your suggestions was more revolting, demon. Your effortless betrayal of your kin, or your filthy insinuations. But are you surprised? I mean, demons are not lawful. Ronda's tail suddenly springs up, and its tip gently caresses Regill's cheek. Oh, do smile a little, Hell Knight. This isn't hell. Yet. Oh, come on, for the sake of it. Logan winks at the demon. What else can the tale of you do? I can play a few simple melodies on a harp, unless you have a more enticing suggestion. Well, do we... I mean... We would just accept a spy into our own rows. Only someone utterly mad would trust a demon. I don't think you might not tell me something interesting, but I think the cost is too greatly. You're growing tiresome, demon. Make your move and let's get this over with. I've told you what I want. Say yes, Logan Aldori, and in return, you'll get priceless knowledge about demonic and cultist activities, my small collection of trophies, and me. Say no, and you'll get nothing but innocent whining of your Hell Knight flunky. Enough. Don't even dream of earning my trust, Kuranda. How very boring, the demon hisses.
Battle formation.
I really don't think it would have been wise to trust her.
Endure this!
Why not both?
Your performance is lacking. You are lacking.
He studies the demon's corpse. His face is impenetrable. Not in hell yet. You refuse to listen to the winged abomination, Logan Aldori. That was commendable. Now we must examine the keep and look for any traces of our missing people. I wish I knew what you wanted from me. Regill nods, as if approving of the question. Sucky boy excel at deceit and manipulation. Sometimes their lies come in several layers, the foremost of which distracts the victim from what's hidden below. We may never know what she really wanted, but at least now we're safe from her intrigues. Alright, let's not tarry here, onward. Yes, it's time to put an end to this curious affair.
Retreat is not an option.
This would have been interesting what happens if you actually try to accept her. How do we enter the keep? Oh, I guess up here. There are more demons around. Apparently not. The outpost is in perfect condition. Everything appears to be in its right place. And there are no signs of battle. Wonder if they were just abducted. Ah, they are Hell Knights. Security checkpoint. Precautionary measure highly characteristic of the Hell Knights. Thanks the entrance. Or are you illusions? A tall man wearing black armor and a full helm salutes you with a sword. Ah, Knight Commander, you've rallied to our defense. We were forced to retreat under the onslaught of the demon Kuranda and her lackeys. We held position for as long as we could, but we're sure to perish without outside help. That doesn't really sound like Hell Knights. The knight adds in a hushed voice. Many of us are injured. Could you assist us, please? We have the wounded in the back of the outpost so that the demons couldn't reach them as easily. Regill remains silent, calculating as he studies the knights. And with perception, your story has too many inconsistencies. You're no Hell Knight. Regill permits himself a slight smirk. I was hoping you would see through their ruse, Logan Aldori, and I'm not disappointed. Expecting more from you, demon. Your cleverness won't save you, mortals. I will. You're just 3. 4. You are no match for us.
Make every strike count. Kneel before me.
Here and move.
Distract him for me.
Is this a mock
Ah, there are more. Oh no, there's a succubus. Eliminate person? Did it work? Ah, fate. Nice. Wait. The ugly shadow hisses. Let me ransom my life, Crusader. I have loot. Much loot that I picked off the fallen. Surely it's worth the price of letting one poor soul slink back to the abyss. The cultist hostage trembles with fear and fails to utter a word. His eyes are pleading. Yeah, the question is... we trust the demon. I don't want loot, I'm not for materials. I don't need your handouts. The demon grabbed the throat of a kneeling cultist with his claws. Oh, they're cultists, right? Are you deep to your compassion as you are to avarice? Have mercy on this mortal I use as a vassal. If you lay a hand on me, he's dead. Why would I care about the life of a cultist? Die. Of course, I mean a living... The demon's death rattle reverberates off the walls. In his dying agony, he squeezes the kneeling cultist's neck with his claws, practically tearing the man's throat out. Bah. What about the surviving cultists? Should we interrogate them? They won't tell us anything we don't already know. Deal with them as you see fit. If you don't want to waste your time, the Order will take care of them later. We've vanquished the demons, but we still don't know where the knights from the camp are. Regill casts a stern glance in your direction. Take a look around if you think it's best, and then we must leave. It's time. This whole thing seems like he's examining us. Don't you think so? Like some kind of exam. Don't kill me, please. You won't. Demons used us. They pulled us. Pulled our strings like marionettes. Aww. Fighting the bleaching. Ooh. First, the youth shall leave their malady behind. The bleaching does not cling to people until they mature. Second, what's the color of your skin? Apple-cheeked yesterday, but deathly pale today. That's an alarming sign. Closely monitor the condition of your skin, hair, and eyes. Third, never be bored. Curiosity is your best protection. Have a finger in every pie. 4. Don't break your neck. Be prepared to stand up for yourself or run for your life when you venture to seek out adventure. 5. Never give up. There's a remedy for the bleaching, and it isn't pills. But a new wardrobe or a new lover can stop the disease. And a proper journey can prevent its onset for a long time. 6. You're not alone. Find yourself some soulmates. They might just give you a new lease of life. Yeah, everything Regill despises. That's why he's bleaching, I guess.
This is my kind of work.
Yeah, then let's just go outside. Of course not gonna kill the Hell Knights. It was a test. It was a test. Damn Hell Knights, I hate them. Parector Minos Renf leans on his longsword. At last! How'd it go, Parector Derange? Exactly as it should have. One details, Renf. Prod your signifiers. After all, your order takes such pride in them. Explain yourself, Regill. Of course. Regill pauses, then deliberately continues in a louder voice, so that Amanos and the other knights can hear him too. Everything that has happened was, in a way, a show. Yeah. We received reports about the location of several particularly cunning demons. Not the fighting kind, but those who specialize in deceit and temptation. We could have surrounded and destroyed their hideout, but instead we let them know that the Knight Commander of Dresden would soon arrive in our deserted camp. So it was to test us, to see if we are fit for our role, I guess. Not very nice, but seems to be perfectly normal for Hell Knights. And I mean, kinda effective. Gotta give them that. The fiends swallowed it hook, line and sinker. How could any of them miss an opportunity to prove themselves by killing the new leader of the crusade? Demons laugh, talking about pride of mortals, but in fact, they suffer from that vice far more than anyone else. Regill's smile is a cruel one. Now, for the critical bit, my reasons. Even though the Orders know a lot about their new commander's behavior, that information lacked veracity and consistency. For instance, it's always useful to know just how well your principal ally is able to resist deceit and temptation. And so I suggested that they meet with Kuranda and her cohorts. So you were testing me? Yes, I was. Regill doesn't look away. Someone had to, seeing that Her Majesty Gelfrey of Mendef is so prone to bestowing titles and armies without a second thought. Regill lowers his voice a touch, and yet you can't claim that I was insincere. I made myself crystal clear when I stated my interest in your person and your unusual powers back when we first met. I also mentioned how important you are for the crusade and our shared cause. We are at the vanguard of what is possible the most important war of our age. No one can afford the privilege of blind trust with these stakes. I must concede, in a way I feel obliged to do so, that you passed my test with flying colors. To my deepest regret, even some of my fellow Hell Knights would have failed to impress me to this degree. Should I be offended that I just pleased a Hell Knight? On the one hand, your sense of humor provokes questions. And then again, it's an acceptable vice. A minor one. Regill shrugs with just a shade of frustration. Did it cross your mind that I could die during this test of yours? Regill seems to be slightly taken aback. Of course it did. Our main force was positioned nearby, and they were ready to advance at the first sign of real trouble. I was not going to deprive the Crusaders of their commander and sow chaos among their already sorely undisciplined ranks. Yeah, so we have three options. We can say, fine, I can understand that and don't take it any harmful way. We can say we can work together, but don't dare to lie or test me. I can already imagine his answer. And we can say I've had enough, goodbye. I think the middle one would be the most accurate for Logan. We can still work together, Regill, but don't you dare lie to me or test me like that ever again. Your demand is unreasonable. Understand that my actions can be seen as disrespectful or whimsical, but they were neither. And I think he will say something along the lines of, I always have to test you. Now that we've discussed everything, there's still some small matter to attend to. Regill looks at the ranks of the Hell Knights and raises his voice. Yeka and Kel, 2 steps forward. I hear and obey, Paradictor Derange. We must speak about your role in recent events. You received my order to visit the Knight Commander in Dresden and feed him misleading information. How should a Hell Knight behave in this situation? Yeka swallows dryly as he tries to feign composure. A Hell Knight must obey his commander's orders. If his commander's orders directly contradict the tenets of the measure and the chain, or go against the order's interests, then the knight must report to his commander to the highest order command. Regill's piercing gaze bores into the young knight. And what did you do? Did you report me? No, sir. With your permission, sir, I deducted that it was some kind of test for Knight Commander. That didn't seem right to me, but... You don't have my permission to blabber excuses, knight. He wants to... They are so insane. Now Regill wants to punish his subordinate for not questioning his own motives? You gave him an order and now you want to punish him for following it? Well, if the commander deems my verdict faulty, then we shall postpone this review of your actions. Dismissed. Interesting. That is all. Thank you for your visit, Commander. Well, anyway, I guess we passed the test. At least something. So, off to new quests. So much to do, such a big world. And I gotta say, I mean, I'm not very approving of Hell Knights, which is mainly due to me playing a very chaotic Ivu. No longer registered as my companion.
Should I?
Weird. I hope that somehow works again. Anyway, even though, yeah, I don't like the Hell Knights mainly to playing a very chaotic good guy. I think they're quite the interesting faction. I like how they work and, well, a very pragmatic, hellish way to fight demons. Ah, there's Ivo again.